pop music is weird right now. Like, just because music is popular does not make it pop. Post Malone is not pop. Drake is not pop. Cardi B is not pop. I would say Cardi B is rap, and Post Malone and Drake are in the uncanny valley of what the hell is this, but they're not pop artists. The mid-90s, at least in America, was a great example of songs that were popular but not pop. You had things like gangster rap, and then you had things like Alanis Morissette, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Nirvana. None of that was pop, okay? So yeah, in order for something to be pop and popular, the early 2010s, big club boom, big pop music boom, ton of pop music that we had. And then Lorde happened. I feel dumb. I don't know if this is if I'm properly, you know, assigning blame, but yeah. As soon as this bombshell dropped.
I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movie.
And don't get me wrong, I like this song a lot, and it's basically, but it signaled the end of the era of club music, and yeah, I was tired of getting told to throw my hands in the air too. Club music needed to die. I agree. And then 2015 and 2014 happened, and there were some good songs. There's some things like Uptown Funk and some good smash hits, and then there was this bubbling under genre of people like Fetty Wap and, oh boy, Future, and I don't know how this mumble rap shit became popular, but it did. And then 2016 happened. Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, I consider 2016 completely the pop-ocalypse, where all music just died. Like, I'm not making this up, and I don't mean all music, but I mean all pop music in the mainstream. People be replaced with some EDM shit, like the Chainsmokers, and some very, very boring trap and mumble rap. Yeah, 2017 had a few pop smashes. There's Nothing Holding Me Back, Despacito, Shape of You even counted as a pop smash. Yes, it's technically a pop song. It's not a good pop song, but it is a pop song. But then 2018 happened. And 2018 was like a worse version of 2016. It was like, hey, let's not have any pop smashes at all. Because apparently, that's something that... Apparently not having any pop smashes in 2018 was something that was something 2018 wanted. But there were a few bright spots, like Ariana Grande, Cardi B. There were downbeat songs I liked. And keep in mind, I'm not saying that downbeat songs are bad. Absolutely would never say that. What I am saying is that downbeat songs have to have something to make them interesting. Not all upbeat songs are good, not all downbeat songs are bad. What I am saying is bad is downbeat songs that are mush. And I've talked about this before. There's genre blending and there's genre mush. Genre blending is taking some of the best aspects of a specific genre and blending it with another genre. Whereas genre mush is when you say, let's water down aspects of a bunch of genres and mush them into one thing, which doesn't sound like any of the genres and simultaneously sounds like all of them at once. It's music for everyone, which means it's music for no one. Yeah, it sucks. I'm talking things like Imagine Dragons, which is like mush of pop and rock and whatever electronic. I'm talking things like Post Malone, which is a mush of like pop, R&B, trap, rap. It's just mush. It's not good genre blending, it's mush. Trust me, I love a good genre blend when it's done well, but again, there's genre blending and there's genre mush. And 2018 was full of the latter category, at least in the mainstream. A lot of it just sounded like background noise, ambient drumming. Look, I'm all for songs with good drum and bass, and I'm all for percussion-heavy lo-fi hip-hop, but when it's percussion-heavy lo-fi hip-hop that sounds like mush, I don't have a better word for this. Like, everything just feels so washed out, and there's just so much washed out shit going on, and honestly, it pisses me off. There's just so much washed out stuff. It's just like the weakest percussion ever, and there's not even a bass in it, or if it is, it's all bass, and it's just swamp, 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 swamp. It's very annoying. And this was the predominant trend through 2018, and these were the songs that were popular, and I gotta say, no. I'm sorry, I'm not on board with this trend at all. I don't like any of these songs for the most part. God's Plan, You Look Perfect Tonight, I don't even know. Yeah, there were good songs in 2018. This Is America. That was an example of using a bass-heavy hip-hop song in a good way. It can be done right, even in the modern landscape. And then there were songs like Meant to Be, which were just country dreck. Dude, I have no word for whatever 2018 was. Whatever it was garbage, and it was mush. But the biggest artists of 2018 were people like Drake, Post Malone, unfortunately XXXTentacion. Yeah. 6ix9ine. Cardi B is the only one I would really consider good, with the exception of Ariana Grande, of course, who, yes, I've talked about her extensively, and yeah, basically, now we're in 2019, and what's happening in the pop scene? The Popocalypse happened in 2016. Let's take a second to think about who survived the Popocalypse. Who actually survived? Who actually survived? Well, there were a lot of breakthrough stars who came big in 2016, like Halsey, but who actually survived 2016? Bruno Mars? Ariana Grande? Who else? Well, Katy Perry crashed and burned. Taylor Swift sort of survived. Ed Sheeran, that's for sure. It's hard for me to really think of who else survived the Popocalypse. Now, you've had a few new faces. Camila Cabello, Dua Lipa. Yeah, honestly, Charlie Puth got good. Honestly, the freshman pop lineup is not exactly the biggest thing in the world right now, or at least I would have said that 6 months ago. But now, what is going on? Now that it's 2019, suddenly we have breakthrough pop singles again. I mean, actual pop singles. Yeah, they're chill and downbeat for the most part, but they're still pop songs. Pop doesn't have to be upbeat. We have pop smashes now in 2019, and is this something that I'm honestly kind of surprised is becoming a thing again? I feel like there's a bit of a pop revival going on, and honestly, I'm okay with that. Now, pop definitely sounds different than it did 10 years ago, and honestly, I'm okay with that too, because a lot of that club music was absolute garbage, and take a look at Halsey, one of the pop stars who came out of this fallout, lived through, and came out of the Popocalypse and actually got better. I like her song. I like her new song. I like her song Battle of... I like most of her songs. The only song I don't like by her is New Americana, which is shit. The point I'm making here is that people like to shit talk on Halsey. She's not pop, she's not alternative, she's somewhere in the middle, and yeah, you're right. She's not alternative. She says she is, but she's definitely not as happy as someone like Ariana Grande, but she's not as dark as someone like Billie Eilish. She's in the uncanny valley in the middle, and I really should hate her, but I don't. Like, I mean, I hate her personality, I hate how pretentious and bullshitty she is, but I don't hate her music. This is something that I don't understand. We let her have a pop smash without me. It's definitely a pop smash. It is a part of Cry Me a River in it. Now, whether or not it's a big, spectacular pop smash like back in the day, and Todd in the Shadows talked about this song. Talked about how he likes to watch the big comic book movies because everything was an event, and Lady Gaga and Katy Perry, and what happened to all those stars and all that. But guess what? I wouldn't say they survived the Popocalypse until recently. We'll get it back into that in a minute. But he also used the analogy saying that Halsey, all of Halsey's videos are set in a post-apocalyptic landscape, and she comes off looking like Katniss or Tank Girl, and I'm fine with that. Like, okay, I've never been into the, like, OP, oh my god, I'm Superman, I'm perfect, so... But yeah, Lady Gaga was cool. Let's get back to current music. Yeah, Post Malone is still big. This is one of the biggest songs in the country right now. Yeah, I don't have much of an opinion. It's okay. I actually kind of like the bassy production on this, but here's the real dark horse in the room right now. Ariana freaking Grande. And yeah, we all should have seen this coming. Ariana Grande had a great 2018. She was one of the only pop stars that did. I mean, at least in her professional life. But her album wasn't very good, and I thought she wasn't going to be releasing music for at least another year, but no. She dropped an album right away, and Thank You Next became that smash hit I was not expecting. That was like the biggest surprise to me that that song even came out right after Sweetener. And I didn't like it at first, it grew on me, but then Seven Rings happened. And, yeah, it has some trap elements for sure, but I would still call it a pop song. And that song got huge. That has been the #1 song in the country for I don't know how many weeks now. And then she dropped an album, and Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored hit, which is probably my favorite of the singles, honestly. I really wish she needs to release Bad Idea as a single right now. But, yeah, Ariana Grande has unprecedented success on the Billboard charts right now. I said it was lack of competition, and I agree, but we've got two female pop starlets, I guess, doing it out right now, Ariana Grande and Halsey. And you can say what you will about Halsey, but she's definitely made a name for herself. She's successful, and I wouldn't call her alternative either. She's definitely pop. I wouldn't call her hip-hop or whatever. Yeah, there's been people like Alessia Cara who had songs I would consider them pop artists, but she didn't really get much success off that last album, which is a shame because it was pretty good. But, and then people like Little Mix, who I pray to the chart gods could make a break over here. I'm not saying I'm a huge fan of them or anything, but come on, anything is better than the boring shit we've been getting. And I know I should hate Halsey because she's boring, but I actually don't find Halsey that boring. I feel like I should, but I don't. And Seven Rings by Ariana Grande was one of the first moments in a long time I looked at pop music and thought, oh, that's bad. That's really bad. But, you know, I thought it was really bad, but guess what? This was the first time in the year and a half, the first time since Look What You Made Me Do, I saw a pop song, and it was bad and fun to talk about. It was hilarious. It was hilariously bad. I was like, oh, this is bad. This is so bad. But you know, like 10, 15 years ago, we had pop songs that were super bad, and they were hilariously bad. That was what Seven Rings felt like to me. And yeah, I know there were songs like God's Plan, which were unintentionally hilarious, but that's exactly it. They were unintentional. They weren't trying to be funny. I mean, I know that Ariana isn't trying to be funny either, but the fact that it's just such a catastrophe I have not seen in pop music since Look What You Made Me Do. Honestly, I feel like Look What You Made Me Do triggered the second wave of the pop-apocalypse, in my opinion. Despacito was doing pretty well, and then BAM! Taylor Swift! Yeah, I mean, this reminds me of songs like 10, 15 years ago. This reminds me of the Black Eyed Peas. Like, not the song itself, but how hilariously bad it is. Ariana Grande's pulling a Fergie Ferg, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. What else can I say about this here? Well, Cardi B has another song out, and it's actually not bad, but yeah, she's doing mainstream hip-hop, but then she released a song with Bruno Mars, which is terrible. I like her song Money a lot. I want it to do well, but Please Me? Please Me sucks. I'm sorry, but it's just not good. It's just not good. I'm sorry. We've gone back 10 years in time. Her sound and Bruno Mars. And also Katy Perry has a new song out and it's not terrible. How did that happen? Bon Appetit sucked. Seriously. I thought Katy Perry was never gonna have any sort of success again. I thought she died in the apocalypse. Lady Gaga has Shallow, which, yeah, it's writing off a movie soundtrack, but it's good. Dua Lipa seems to be getting some clout. Are we sure pop music isn't making a comeback? Like, I mean actual pop music, not trap, not rap, not mush. Actual pop music. And, I really, really hope Normani gets successful as Camila. I really hope so. We're seeing a lot of up-and-coming people who have some potential here, and I cannot wait to see, hopefully, if pop music moves in a good direction that I want it to. I really want to see pop music move in a positive direction, and say what you will about songs like about Ariana Grande's songs, but at least I feel like she's signaling a change in the pop environment, and that is a good thing, in my opinion. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video. Put your thoughts down below, and I'll see you later.